Welcome to this episode of Ask the Guitar Coach, the only podcast where you get answers to all your guitar-related questions. If you're interested in developing your guitar skills and reaching your music goals, please send me an email at the email address ioannis@ioannis.org. That is IOANNIS at IOANNIS.org, so that I can let you know about all the different packages of elite guitar coaching and how you can get private coaching by me. Without further ado, let's go to our question for the day. 5 guitar-related things I totally regret not doing when I was younger. So today I'm going to tell you about 5 things I regret not doing when I was younger and when I was learning guitar. Now, all of those things are going to be guitar related. I obviously regret other things as well, but I will try to focus on the guitar now. And let's go to the first one. Not going to another guitar teacher while my main guitar teacher had to leave the country for almost 18 months. So when I was young, I had a really good guitar teacher. His name was Anastassakis, and he was from the same village as my parents, but he was closer to my age. We had 10 years difference, so it was easy to work with him because he didn't seem very old and imposing or anything like that. It was kind of like playing with a friend. But he was also a very good teacher and an excellent guitar player. So he was a very strong influence on me, helped me with a lot of things. Now, at the time, he had to go and go to the army, which is something that's mandatory in Greece. And he did that for, I think, 18 months. During that time, I just stopped having lessons. I was very young at the time. I was 16, 17, something like that. So I just said, okay, I'll just wait for him. And waiting for him was not the mistake. The mistake was that during those 18 months, I didn't really take any other lessons. What I really should have done was to find a good teacher for this period of time, and then at the end of this period, go back to working with Stelios after he had come back from the army. So this is definitely something I have regretted. Mistake number 2, not going to a studio to record much earlier than I did and recording every basically program that I had. This mostly has to do with flamenco guitar, which was something that I was doing very professionally especially when I was in the States. I would be playing on a weekly basis in different places around the West Coast at the time. So I was very focused on playing live, but because I didn't know any studio at the area, I didn't have my connections there. Being a graduate student, I didn't have them yet. I didn't go to any studio to record my music. And this is something I definitely regret. I wish I had recorded my first CD probably 10 years earlier than what I did. If not 10, definitely 8. So I really should have done that. Unfortunately, I definitely didn't have the brains at the time and the knowledge, and I didn't have a mentor to guide me in that specific direction, to push me, to tell me to go there and you have to go and do that. So this is one of the things that I regret. And moving on to the next one. The next one has to do with ear training. Ear training is something that I was always aware of, but I never really took seriously until I went to a musician's institute, to GIT. So exactly because I had not spent too much time on it, I was doing fine. I was in the out of 100, maybe at 90, 91, 92, 88, somewhere around there, between 88 and 92. But in every other grade I had, I was 97 to 98 out of 100. So what I really should have done was work on my ear training earlier. So it's one of those things where you hear about it, someone will tell you, but they will just mention it conversationally, and then being a young kid, you're I don't need that, it's not so important. If you don't have a mentor to actually guide you and tell you, no, you really need that, you should make it a part of your practice routine. And so nobody pushed me at the time. Now, I'm not trying to shrink away from responsibility, but there's only so many things you can expect from yourself when you are in your teens of the things you understand. So basically, not having someone to push me to work on ear training before I went to GIT, this is definitely something I regret not doing, because I really had to do a lot of work to catch up and try to keep it on par with my other guitar skills. Number 4 is very similar. Number 4 has to do with rhythm guitar. And rhythm guitar is something that I also played only sporadically before going to the university, to Musicians Institute. So when I went there, I would do okay, but once again, it was not like one of those things that I was very advanced, which meant that since I wanted to be a very good player and I wanted to be an honor student and I wanted to be on the dean's list and I wanted to get maximum grades in everything when it comes to guitar, I had to do a lot of work while I was at the university in rhythm guitar. And obviously when you're in the university, when you're in GIT specifically, where all these amazing things are happening day in and day out, you don't want to be practicing basic chords and just basic strumming rhythms and stuff. You want to have this done in advance. So I wish I had the foresight, let's say, the intelligence to know about that and do it before I went to Musicians Institute, so that I would go there and be ready at that time. And let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is something that is very, very important and something that I totally regret not doing. I didn't know anything about it. It's not something that someone would tell you, but it really made things difficult. And it's something I try to tell all my students and make sure they know about it and make a big priority of it. And this is the following. If you're an electric guitar player, you're going to be by default a member of a band. You cannot really, in the vast majority of cases, just get your guitar and go out there and play by yourself. This means that you will have to practice together, perform together, travel together, and live together with a bunch of other people, probably another 4 people, and live with them, collaborate with them, just be around them all the time, and they have to be around you. This means that you have to be a fairly easygoing kind of personality if you want to make this thing your professional endeavor. So you need to be chill and easygoing just as much as you need to be good at your instrument. Unfortunately, I was not aware of that, so once again, I'm not trying to shrink responsibility here, I'm just trying to explain how it went down. Being a person that I was playing flamenco guitar since I was 15, I was playing electric guitar, I was used to being in the spotlight, and then going to GIT, I met a lot of other people that were all, again, used to being in the spotlight in their towns, in their cities, in their hometowns. It was more competitive environment between us, not because of the school, just because of us, okay, than it should have been. And this was a mistake, because you really need to be chill and easygoing if you're going to make a living in the music business, because the music business is about people. You need to collaborate with people, you need to work with them, you need to be able to communicate with them, you need to try to not rub off people the wrong way, at least on average. I mean, somebody's gonna be hating on you all the time, that's for sure, but if everybody's hating on you, then that's a problem. So this was something I didn't know, and I wish I knew from before, that being an easygoing person and chill to be around would be definitely just as important as the guitar playing skill level. So there you have it, 5 things I regret not doing when I was much younger, when it comes to guitar at least. And I hope this was a useful video. It was not a specific question asked by someone, although I have been asked many times if there are any things I regret, so I guess I answered that question as well. I will see you on the next episode of Ask the Guitar Coach, and make sure you keep sending me your questions. I have a lot of fun answering them. I'll make sure I take care of them and answer them in an upcoming video. Bye bye.